Hey guys, I made it. Yeah, you know what? We gotta go landscape. There's just too much to see. No, cloud, cloud. Ah, the cloud's coming in on that one. I'm here, 100 floors above Hong Kong from the ICC building in Kowloon. And it's a little bit cloudy. There's a little bit of clouds, but I'm hoping it's going to blow away shortly. Yeah. Hey, Columbia, take a look out this way. You can see out this way, there's not that many clouds out this direction. Looking towards Macau, nobody water skiing, but lots of ferries. Guys want to look down? Ooh, there's the tunnel going under the harbor. All the traffic going under. Well, let's go back to the city, of course. Maybe that cloud. Come on, cloud, blow away, blow away. Those little islands are small islands. There's about 100-some islands in Hong Kong. Many of them are occupied. Some actually are occupied. Here you can see a ferry coming in from Macau. Everybody lost money that's on that ferry. If they won money, they on the helicopter. The big wakes are behind those boats because those are big, high-speed catamarans and hydrofoils. So for those who don't know, I'm Penguin 6. I do walking tours of Hong Kong every day. Usually I take you around the peak, but today I thought I'd do something special and bring you over to the tallest building in Hong Kong and let you see the city from up on high. So feel free to follow me here, Penguin 6, or follow me on Instagram, YouTube, other channels. In fact, take a look at my previous video yesterday when I went to McDonald's and we ate some very strange Hong Kong McDonald's food. So let's go over to Kowloon side and let's see what's out here. There we go. So now we're looking at Hong Kong Island. That's the one that's in the clouds in the central business district. There we go. Then some big cruise ships in the harbor. And then into Kowloon. Let's swing around and see more of Kowloon. Kowloon is extremely population dense. Go into Kowloon sometimes and take you to Mongkok. What building is this? This is the ICC. This is the tallest building in Hong Kong. In fact, there's about 20 floors above me, which is the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. The old airport, you can see where the old airport is. In fact, I'll zoom in on it. It's that over there. There's the old runway. And they've built a new cruise ship dock over there that nobody uses. Well, that's the nice thing about being in Hong Kong is that it's pretty easy to get incredible views. Is that cloud clearing away yet? A little bit better over towards Central. Not my choice of music, they just have that disco stuff going. So let's go look at the dense packed Kowloon section. This is Kowloon. And here you can see the houses are just jammed together on top of each other. People living with tiny little streets to cut them apart. This neighborhood over here is Mongkok. This is the densest population on Earth. There are more people per square kilometer there than anywhere else on the planet. I took you there the other day. We went looking for bathroom tiles so my kids could have an art project, but we ended up walking through the red light district while we were there. I know a lot of you were upset that we walked through the red light district. Just joking. But we did find the bathroom tiles. On the other side of the mountains over in the background is what's known as the New Territories. It's very rural. There's not a lot of seismic activity. Where do I live? I live on the Hong Kong Island side, where the clouds sort of end. The clouds are kind of low right now, so I'm up in the mid-levels, halfway up to the peak. I normally walk around the peak every day. What a bummer the clouds are so bad. Hey, there's some star ferries. Look at that. We got 3 star ferries coming in and out of the ferry dock right now. One going to Wan Chai, one coming in, and one going to Central. So let's walk you around some more. This is a full 360-degree place. My building is about 38 floors, and it is not considered tall. It's considered small, average. Most of these towers you're seeing below you are 50 or 60. Yeah, well, feel free to follow me. You'll see this all the time as I walk the peak every single day. And, you know, the Bruce Lee, the statue, the famous statue of Bruce Lee is along the waterfront promenade over in this area. And that's the Hong Kong Hollywood Stars section. I live on the 25th floor, but it's a little misnomer because they don't count 4. There's no 4th floor in any building in Hong Kong, or 14 or 24. I got my visa application in. I'll pick up my passport on Wednesday. Takes a few days to get my visa. I'm going to China next week for a soccer game. My son has a soccer game. Oh, there's a bench. I can actually sit here. Hong Kong has a different immigration system than China. It has its own independent immigration system, more or less. They don't count the 4th floor because when you say 4 in Cantonese, it sounds very similar to the Cantonese word for death. So people don't count 4. Hong Kong has 7.5 million people, which is a little bit smaller than New York, I think, but they're more densely packed together because 75% of Hong Kong is jungle. Hong Kong has a couple areas where the movie studios have their actual studios, but generally they just film in the city. So this is a small container port here, a typhoon shelter. We just had a monsoon warning actually come up, basically like a thunderstorm. Hong Kong is part of China, but it has its own independent immigration authority. People from China are not allowed to come to Hong Kong without pre-clearance. Conversely, I'm not allowed to go to China without a special China mainland visa. I have a visa to live and work in Hong Kong. We just call it food here. We don't call it Chinese food. Just joking. So here we go, looking over some of the harbor. Now back in there, everything you buy at Target and Walmart is coming through this shipping facility here. You can see all the cranes and all the containers. The containers will come down sometimes on these small freighters that you see before you. Then these barges will dock with the small freighter and transfer the cargo from one freighter over to a barge, and then the barges will meet up with the bigger ships in the distance. This is the People's Liberation Navy base. That's where the Chinese Army has their naval vessels. Yeah. We do, there are a few junks, but the traditional junk, there's some containers down there. The traditional junks that you see in the movies are few and far between. But these boats here are actually called junks, these cruise ships here. And what they do is a bank or some law firm will rent them on the weekend. Everybody flips on a bikini and then they go fly around to these small islands that are all over the place. And they dock and go out to one of the beaches on the islands and they have a bunch of beer and barbecue. That's kind of what you do on the weekend when you're in your 20s and have too much money, which defines a lot of people in Hong Kong. Over there is our new airport and Hong Kong Disneyland. You can't see much of it. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, you guys can see a white speck. That's Space Mountain. Space Mountain, Disney Hong Kong. Let's keep walking around here. We're looking to the west now. The big Buddha is out there, up on top of a hill. You can see him when you're on a ferry going to Macau. There are traditional boat people, in the sense they live on the boats. Yeah, there are some of those on the south side of the island, in Aberdeen and whatnot. There's a village called Tai-O, which is built on stilts above water. A lot of fishermen there. Famous pink dolphins there. Here you can see a lot of ferries making their way in the harbor. Those white trails there. That one in the lead, that yellow one, is going to Macau. 7.5 million in Hong Kong. Oh, thanks. It's an interesting city. Here you can see a ferry coming back from Macau to the ferry dock, and on the roof is the heliport, but there's no helicopter there right now. Helicopters every 20 minutes. It's about 45 minutes to Macau. There's also an immigration check over there, but it doesn't take that long. And you can be gambling in about an hour and a half, hour 15 minutes. You can be rolling the dice. So Hong Kong Island still has a bit of a cloud cover tonight. It's kind of nuts. So we can see the IFC, the second tallest building, but it's covered by clouds. The island itself is getting a different weather pattern than this side. I walk on the peak, and unfortunately it's in the clouds. It's this mountain back in here. I walk around. So you guys see these buildings from the other side every morning if you follow me on my morning hike. So what do you think? Should we jump? Whoa! People take helicopters to Macau. They don't necessarily take helicopters around Hong Kong Island, though. It's just too crowded to land. There's not that many heliports. You would need a parachute. You could easily pop out with one. That little kid was on the elevator with me. He was jumping up and down, so excited to be coming up here. The garbage goes to a landfill out on Lantau Island. It's not very busy right here. It's Thursday and it's a monsoon right now, so a lot of people are not really in sightseeing mode when the weather's so bad. But I promised you guys I'd come up here, so I was making that promise all morning, so I had to follow through. Oh yeah, there's condos everywhere. In fact, this building here is surrounded by 5 condominiums. Let me see. The Koala building is on the other side. Let's see what we can see down here. So a lot of you follow me. Let's get closer here. The Bank of China. I've been here 5 years. So there's the Bank of China with the X's. And the Koala building is just to the side of the Bank of China. It's a little hard to see, though, with all the... I mostly make healthcare apps right now. Yes, I did have to pay money to get up to this observation deck, but you guys are worth it. I thought you guys would dig it, so we paid money. And then the other excuse is that I wanted something good to eat, and I don't come over here that often. I usually eat over in there, and then so I'll just come over here and have lunch. What time is it anyway? 7:55. It's pretty heavy down. So down here, they're building a new bullet train station. Bullet trains to China, Shenzhen. It currently takes about 45 minutes to get to Shenzhen on the subway, but when the new bullet train comes in, it'll take 10 minutes. And that's where all the factories are. That's where all the that's where your iPhone was made, to be honest. Your iPhone was made in Shenzhen or Shanghai. I make a few apps. That was a tunnel back there. Down here are some of the condo buildings. I think this is called the Arch. You can buy a 1,000 square foot condo there for about 3 million US, 4 million US. It's a bit crazy. Ugh. That freighter's like leaking some goo. Clouds are lifting a little bit. We're starting to see the top of the IFC building now. There are a few private golf courses. There's just not enough land. Most of the golfers go to Shenzhen if they want to golf. There's a few parks in the city. This is Kowloon Park. And then on the other side is Victoria Park. I walked through there the other day. So you guys think I should go to McDonald's and have those black hamburgers again? Those who didn't, check out my previous videos from yesterday. These cruise ships are locals, so they actually go out every night and come back every morning, filled basically for gambling. But we get cruise ships from all over the world. The Queen Mary comes, the Queen Elizabeth, all the big Cunard Line vessels come. They oftentimes come from LA, from Los Angeles. I think it cost about, what did it cost? It cost about $20 US to come up here. So, yeah, it was about $20 US to come up here. Honestly, though, I don't really do the math. I just say, oh, it's 100 and whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to eat that black one again. That was just nasty. I might do the shake shake French fries again. That wasn't bad. Yeah, thanks for the hearts. I wish those clouds weren't here. I'm gonna have to come up here if we ever get a blue sky day. I'm gonna actually come up here because then we can see off into the distance. It's pretty clear today. There's no pollution. It was made with squid ink. Yeah, that black hamburger was a squid ink. No, I don't really get that dizzy or seasick or anything like that. I actually used to climb a little bit when I was a kid. I haven't done much rappelling or anything like that since I was a teenager, though. So many people. So this is I'm not sure in inches. We got 22 millimeters of rain the last hour or something like that. So this area here is still kind of old. It's called Shanghai Street and Reclamation Street. It's the hardware district and the kitchen houseware district. So I can go down that street and buy pots and pans and power drills. It's kind of cool. I haven't taken you guys there though. I have to do that. Oh, there goes the ferry. That ferry is going to China. That's actually a ferry going to probably Guangzhou. Clouds are lifting a bit. You're starting to see more of the peak area up there where I do my hikes in the morning. Yeah, it was powdered seaweed. What you do is you put it in a bag and you shake it on the French fries, and it makes everything about the French fry taste more vibrant. So they tasted saltier, they tasted greasier, they tasted more delicious. I mean, if you ever get a chance to put powdered seaweed on a French fry, try it. Lumber stores. They do have abacuses, and lumber stores are just mom and pop places. You got a lot in Reclamation Street, but you got them all over the city because people need lumber just about everywhere. Frequently, lumber is basically used. There's not a lot of DIY though. Most people don't do it themselves. They just hire someone because it's so cheap to get stuff done. Remodeling your kitchen is not a very major event. I don't even know where the stairs are. There's a swimming pool in this building, on the roof. Yeah, we've seen some lumber prices before. So the Elements Mall is down below us, and then there's these 5 apartment buildings that surround the Elements Mall. A lot of people live out here. And there's another mall over there called Olympic. And that building is supposed to be one of the most expensive ones in Hong Kong, but I don't really like this part of town because it kind of smells. You pay 15% flat tax on your income, period. 15% is the flat tax rate. Yeah, I periscoped a temple a couple of days ago. It smelled really bad. Had a lot of incense burning in it. Yeah, this part has a weird backflow of water and it kind of smells like a sewer sometimes. The panels under the window are just to keep you off, I think, just to keep you away from banging up against the window. I think the biggest surprise when I first came to Hong Kong was how much it's like Chinatown in New York. Everything's in English. You don't feel claustrophobic because it's so dense, but you sometimes get bored because you're seeing everything. Oh yeah, there are pictures of the building, of the view some places. You do get a little claustrophobic, a little insular, something like that, living on an island. And it's not easy to get off. I mean, you fly out. To drive, you got to go into China, and that's always crazy. So it's not like you can go for a long country drive and just explore. I mean, we try it, but driving here isn't really that pleasant, to be honest. It's kind of stressful. This is called the ICC building in Hong Kong. And it's in Kowloon. Hey, how's it going? It's actually 10, 15 floors above me, a couple restaurants. I should just go up there next time and eat for free. Give you the same view. So yeah, they have pictures here of what you're looking at. So that's the Stonecutters Bridge, for example. That island there is called Stonecutters Island. We do. Honestly, don't know. The speed limit here is very low because there's not a lot of open roads, and China has more freeways and stuff, so they also have more crazy drivers. The Hong Kong license plates are yellow, but if you have the right to go to China, you have a black license plate. So black license plates are avoided. You know, if you see a car come at you with a black license plate, you know that they've been in China and they have a slightly more aggressive driving style and slightly less driver's education. More ferries coming in, more ferries going out. No rides through the country. This is no Rule Kings. This is funny. I actually have a John Deere T-shirt I sometimes wear around the city, just for laughs, because I don't think anybody in Hong Kong has a John Deere T-shirt. I do. Actually, people come up to me on the street and say, "That's that coolest shirt," because it's got a big old tractor on the back of it. Probably was Thailand or something. Oh, so the fireboat just dispatched for something. So I can get a zoom on that. So that's that's the flagship of the Hong Kong Fire Service. They've got about 15 fireboats. That's the big one. Tune in, time for bed. I'm actually going to take a break here because I'm going to need a drink. Get tired talking. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this view. Feel free to follow me, or follow me on Instagram, Penguin6, YouTube, all that. I'm going to shut down for a little bit and go get a drink, but I'll come back in about 10 or 15 minutes, okay? Yes, you can drink beer in public here. See you guys soon.